welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope y'all are having a lovely day. So real quick, we do this 5 days a week from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific time for the US. And we pretty much stream on 3 platforms. We stream on Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. And we cover a huge variety of topics with the FileMaker platform. So today we're finishing up our Importing, Updating Millions of Records in FileMaker series with Nick Hunter. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to pick up one of our FM Training annual subscription bundles. It helps keep the lights running. People who have bought it, thank you very much. Seriously, it's immensely appreciated. I hope that you got basically what you're looking for out of it. Every once in a while, people are like, oh, why should I get the bundles? Every once in a while, I'll have people that pop up in my chat that go like, hey, live streams are great, but you guys keep a very conversational tone. And I don't like it when you guys get distracted. That's just kind of the nature of the live streams and how we run them. That's not really going to change. But if you're looking for very specific answers to very specific problems in your FileMaker development journey, you'll pretty much find, I think, most of these answers here. Like if you're looking for hyper specific, like I need to integrate these 5 different APIs with my solution tomorrow, we don't cover that, but we pretty much cover everything about FileMaker itself from ground up to like solidly in the intermediate level. We talk about we have like courses for Pro, Server, Go. I think we also have a WebDirect course, I think it's part of our Go course now that I think about it. And they're all very bite-sized, highly animated videos. They're like, they can be anywhere from 4 minutes to like 20 at like max. And they cover pretty much how to do all these very specific things in FileMaker. So if you're totally new to FileMaker, if you've got gaps in your knowledge, or if you're just looking for a more controlled environment to learn FileMaker, this will be the option for you. Okay, with that all being said, I think we're probably good. All right. Nick, what are we doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. And so what we do today. So hello everybody. Hello, welcome to this webinar. So this is the last day of the what's the name? Importing and managing massive number of records, right? So and so we talk about the problem we can encounter when we have a lot of records, massive amount of record. And we saw that FileMaker can handle this. There's no problem. We saw the limitation. I don't know if I have the. Yeah, let me bring that up. The limitation. So this is the limitation, right, on FileMaker. So you can see that when you to reach the limitation of FileMaker is kind of hard, right? Because we have a number of 200, number of fields, 256 millions, number of tables per file, 1 million tables, or we can have 1 million table. Number of relationship, we have unlimited. The limitation is a hard drive. So the limited by the disk space. So it's it's very hard to go and reach the limit of FileMaker, right? But when we reach the limits, unless we reach the absolute limit, which is this, right? So that means the file cannot be more than 8 terabytes, 8,000 gigabytes. Okay, so we good, we good, unless you reach that, there's always ways to overcome the limitations. Like this one, for example, that the one I was talking the last 2 days, we limited to 10 million character per text fields. Okay, so this is the limitation we have in the text field, 10 million characters. But I show you how we can overcome that, right? And very easily, I will say. So yes, FileMaker can handle big, giant amount of data, right? There's no problem, and so that's what we learn. But when we deal with such amount of records, right? There's techniques and there's things that we need to use. Many things that we have out of the box, like, for example, perform find. If you do that on million records, you can do that, right? But you have another aspect of things that you need to know, right? And I'm going to talk about that. When you do a perform find on the fields, what happened? So when you do a perform find on the fields, you need to index the fields, and that can be a big problem, right? So when you have always this, when you have a big file like this and you have a lot of records, sorry for that. Okay, that was the last one, I hope. So when you have a lot of fields, you can index field for two reasons. First, the first reason you index this field is because it's part of a relationship. Okay, so when a field is part of a relationship, and it's the foreign key in a relationship, that means the key is this key here, right? Let me take one that works, but they're all broken. Yeah, so this one. So this key here will be indexed. This one, no. This one doesn't need to be indexed. This one, yes, right? But this one, no. So when you have a field like this will index the field, and it needs to be indexed, by the way. And when you perform find, also, you need to have an index done on the fields, right? So the problem of the index, first, they're slow to create, and also they will increase the size of the file a lot, right? So you're going to increase the size of the file, right? So that's why you need to make sure that you don't have a lot of index like this one, for example. So I have those are keys, right? So I can and they have to be indexed, right? But they are numbers and they are small, right? Even though when they are indexed and they are text, they're still small. They are IDs, right? What you don't want to do, you don't want to index all your fields, right? See here, I have a very few fields. And also what you can do, right, it's use what they call flag or tag, you know. So this, I talk about that often. The tag is a 1 and 0. So this field will be 1 or 0. So the index will be extremely small, right? It will be one number, right? The index will be small. It will be 1 or 0, right? So that's why you can rely a lot on tags, right? And search on tags, for example. You can search on tags. And so this is the introduction for today. So do we have any question that came from the last days, or people
No, I think
people asking?
yeah, no, I think we're good in that respect.
Okay, okay.
So if
So
one pops up something, I'll tell you.
yeah, so today I want to show you how how to detect duplicates. Okay, so because there's many ways. There's one I like, especially in that configuration. Okay, so let's say I have an ID, right? And I want to search duplicate on this, right? So I have an ID here. So I'm going to do something like this. Okay. So I'm going to do this, this, this. Then I'm going to have another one. Okay, and I'm going to have another one. Right? And and I want to and let's have another one. Then we can have some example like this one and this one. Okay. And then I can ignore this, create new records like this, and put here. So here I have duplicates a bit between in the middle of other records, right? So, but I have some duplicates. So how we can find duplicates? So we have the best way to do that is to use the perform find, right? And then you have the operator find duplicate value in these fields. So now I perform this, right? So this is my duplicates, okay? But sometime, okay, they can be disordered, okay? So let's make them disordered, right? 3, 4, 7, 1, 11, 2, and 8, 14, 21, 17, 13, and 56, and 34. So I'm going to make them disordered. So they're disordered, okay? So they're not, so for example, those two, right? And this here, right? This here, they're not together, right? So now I search for those, right? I search for those. But what I want to show you, right, is that as you go, let's say now let's say I have all those IDs, and I'm going to add now here, I'm going to add another one like this, and I'm going to add another one like this, right? So you create things. So what I want to show you, right, is that when you search for your duplicates, right, and you sort them, right, because they are the same, right, on the top, you will have the first of this duplicates that has been created. So this is sorted by IDs, right? They're all sorted by IDs. But between this, the sort order here is the one that has been created first. This one, the first record, this one, the second one, the third, and the fourth. This is a creation order. I sort by ID, so they are together, right? But because they are unique, they are identical here. FileMaker says, okay, this was the first created, this was the second created, the third, and the fourth, right? So that's why I know that this one was the first that I create, right? So, and this is important to know, because now that I have those, I want to do something like with this. I want to keep one of it, right? I want to keep only one of it. I don't want to have, and the one that I want is the first of created. The first created is my original by definition. I mean, I create one, and then I create another one. So the second one is the duplicate. The first not. The first is not a duplicate. The second one is a duplicate. And the third and the fourth, right here. So here, I want to show you a function. So this is the function that it's interesting. The get nth records. Okay. So what that do, okay, it's very interesting. I say I want this field. And I say I want, so I'm here, right? I'm here. and I have a found set of 16. So I said, okay, give me of this field, right? The first record is 053B. What about if I ask the fifth record, 22A1, right? What about I want the 11 record? Yes? AD6, see? So you can ask, right, the record, right, you want in this found set. This will go across the found set and get the first, the second, the first, right? If I want the current one where I am in, and I don't want to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm in 8. If I don't want to do this, I'm on 8. You can use this. Get record number. Right? This is it. Right? So if you want the first character, if you want the first, that's the current, right? That's the current I'm in. This is the current I'm in. If I go there, that will be AD. If I go there, that will be 91. So that's the current record, right? The current, get the end record of the current number. You will say, yes, but we don't need that. Yes, we do. And I'm going to show you later. If I want the first record, I do this. If I want the last one, you guessed it, I want the found count. That's the last. That's the last. Correct? Wherever I'm in, this will always return the last of the found set. So why do I need to get record number? Well, I want to know the data on the record before, just before the current one. The record I have before -1. So this will give me the data in the field of the previous record. This here, it says 053B. If I'm positioning myself here, it said 24A1. If I'm positioning here, it said 24A1. If I'm positioning here, it said 8A00, right? So that's why the get record number is cool, because I can say, yeah, what's the next one? What's the one before, right? Here I'm in the bad configuration, but yeah, if I'm here, so the previous one is the same, but the next one +1 is 8A00. So that's why the get record number is great for that configuration. Because if you do this, well, I don't need the get and record. Just do this, That's it. You don't need the end, but you need the nth record when you want to do like the one before or the one after or 2 before, 3 before, 5 before, whatever, or the last one or the first one, right? So that's cool. Who is using this function, by the way?
Never.
But now I'm pretty sure you feel like something you can do with this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So now I'm going to show you what I'm doing with this. I want to know, right? If I am in this configuration and I say, okay, here he said question mark. Why? Because I don't have -1. There's none. Okay. But let's say I'm saying the ID I'm in, right, equal this. Is it true? He said no. He said no. This is not true. The ID I'm in here, 053B, is not equal to the one before because there's none. If I go there, in the next one, what will happen? He say yes. The one I'm in here is equal to the one before. Ergo, it's a duplicate. Correct? If I go next, it's still a duplicate. If I go next, it's still a duplicate. If I go next, it's not. This one is not equal to the ID before. It's not. Then I go next. I go next. Next. See, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, you know? So it's, right? So this is how you detect the duplicates. But this is cool. But I want to know that the first record is the original of the duplicates. So this is what we do. If this, right, then that means it's a duplicate. If this is a duplicate, I said, okay, 2. I want the number 2. Otherwise, I want 1. So what this do? This is a duplicate because I did a find before, you know. I search for my duplicates, right? This works when you know that you are in the list of a duplication. Okay? The first, I say, yes, this is the original. The second, it's a copy. It's a duplicate, original, duplicate, original, duplicate, original, duplicate, original, and duplicate. So now, what we do, copy that nice calculation, and I'm going to create a tag duplicates. Okay, it's a number, it's a tag. And inside here, and I need my trigger. Okay, it's a timestamp. So the tag calc is this. I have a let statement. I put my trigger. The trigger will be used to trigger this, you know, trigger the auto entry. And then I said this. And then I said this. So now this auto entry calculation. So let's put the 2 fields, this and this. Yeah, I can leave it like this. Now I have this. I go to the first and I do a replace in this field with a timestamp. Okay? Boom. Original, duplicate, original, duplicate, original. So now you can do whatever you want with your duplicates. You can keep them, delete them, do whatever you want. Correct?
Yes.
Do we have
We have
questions?
a question. We do. Well
Okay.
timed. So, oh, okay, never mind. The person deleted the question, so I guess you answered it before I could ask it to you.
Okay.
Just some people talking. Yep. Okay. Cool. You're good, David. Awesome. In that case, feel free to keep going.
Okay. So this is one way to detect duplicates, right? So why we do this? Because when we are in a massive amount of data, okay, to find duplicates is the best way. You know, searching this will be fast enough. Then you sort them, and then you apply the trigger to tag them. But they need to be sorted. And I explained to you that it will bring them together, and the first one always the first you created in the history of the file, right? So, so that's how you detect that this is the original, right? Correct. So, if we don't have any questions, so this is how I'm detecting the duplicate here, right? And then I can act on them, right? Because if they are duped, I don't want to count them. I don't want them to be part of my treatment. They are eliminated, the twos, right? I don't want them. So it's easy now because you can search on the tag. Searching on the tag is very easy. That's why I encourage you to use that technique of the tag and use a number to tag your stuff, and then you search on whatever. So you can invent your own coding standard here. That means you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You use whatever um, terminology you want, whatever logic you want here, right? So, and then you can, if you want to humanize this, this number, you have another way you can do that, right? You can do status like this, and then you can use another what's the name? You can use another function, which is choose. Choose is an interesting function. So let me show you how choose works. That's why tags are good, because you can tag things and then you can ask choose to humanize the results. You say choose, you say, okay, if the result is 0, you want to say original. No, 0 is normal. Then you say, if choose return 1, you say this is the original. And if choose return 2, this is a duplicate. So now you can say 1, 2, 0, 1, and 2. Choose start with 0. 0 is 0 or empty. You understand? 0 or empty. That means if there's nothing on the tag, that will be okay. Correct? So if you say 1 is say original, 2 is said duplicate. So 0 said this, 1 said this, and 2 said this. So now that we have this calculation here, right, I can humanize my stuff. Status. And do this. Oh, yeah, I need to put this too. I need to put the lets in the status as well. I need to do this. Put this. And this. Oh, hold on. I need to point to the fields. Sorry. I need to point to the tag. I just copy from the data viewer. Original duplicates. And if you do this on all, right? Oh yeah, because it says one like this also, because it's not original, right? So I need to make a calc a little bit more strong for that, but it's okay. The goal is to get this right and to get tag, and then with the tag you can say whatever you want, right? Right. So the tag is easy to do, and the original, because if you want to go straight to get this name original, when it's, so you need to do something here, right? And you need to say a case, right? You understand? So the choose is better. And when you have a lot of data, when you have a lot of records, right? You don't want to search on this. Neither you want to do that. I just show you how you can humanize this, right? When you can humanize this. Okay. So if we don't have any other question, I can show you here how it works when you have a lot of data and you want to find the duplicates, right?
We have two
So
questions, actually.
yes,
Are you going to delete the duplicates?
it's up to you. I don't. I need to keep them. I need to keep them, tag them for further, investigation. Like, oh, why we have those? Why I have those duplicates? So it's for further investigation. In my case, I have a further investigation. In my case, I will know if I have duplicates, right? In that case here, I'm going to tag them, when I have duplicates here, find duplicates registration. So I'm doing this. I'm on the current file that I'm importing, which one are duplicates on the registration number, right? When I have this, if I have something, I sort them like I told you. I go to the first, that's very important, and I do the replace. You need to go to the first, you understand? Because, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what the guy mean before. So you sort, you go to real record, you go to the first, very important, and then you do a replace, right? A replace on the trigger that will tag them as duplicates, right? Then I find those twos. That's why, here in that case, I will have 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Okay. But when this will generate the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, I want to find all the twos, and I just find a bug here. I'm going to fix my bug here because I just found a bug. I want to find the twos. Thank you for that. I will never have figured out by myself. I want to find the twos only for these current files. So I'm looking for the twos and I'm removing the current tag because I don't want them to be, because this action doesn't know which one is duplicate, which one is not. This will have tagged them as currents, right? It will have say, yes, this one, I have it. So it will have say, yes, this one, I have it, because the number is, the ID is the same. So it will have said, yes, I have. So I don't care. I let it do that. I let it tag the duplicates as current. I let it do that. Do it. It's okay. Tag them as normal. right? And then later, I'm coming back there and I say, look for the duplicates, sort, tag them, and then, okay, all the twos, remove the current status. You don't want to do, sometime when you do something like this, when you have a workflow like this, you don't want to achieve multiple tasks as one. For example, let's say you want to tag them as currents, but you don't want to tag them if they are duplicates. If you try to do that as the moment you are tagging the currents, it will be extremely complicated. You understand? What you want to do, you want to say, okay, tag them normally, including the duplicates, then go there, search for the twos, right? And detag them, right? That means here I have a tag current, for example. That my tag that says, yeah, I have them in my other files, right? So let's say I have this configuration here. Yeah. Let's say I have this configuration. And they are all marked current. Are we good? Okay. They all marked current, right? So at one point, I'm like this. They're all current. And even though like this, all of them are current, right? And then I said, okay, find the duplicates, sort them, tag the duplicates, look for the twos, and remove this. That's it. That means for now, I know, right? So now if I do this, I have this configuration. This is okay, I want it, but not this one, not this one. This I want, not this one. This I want, not this one. This I want, this I want, right? It's much easier to let the workflow do, and then you come later and you say, okay, clean that, right? It's much better, correct? So that's the treatment I want to do on the duplications. I want them to be away, right? But still there. I don't want to delete them, but I don't want them to be part of. So if I look for my current now, I have those, and those are my duplicate that I don't want, right? So my count will be this, right? So to go back to the question, Marge, the question.
Yes, let me know if that answered the question for you, Top Cat. The question about the loops was, I guess that what you're doing is faster than doing a loop in a script? Question mark.
Oh yeah. Loop. Go away from loop for this. I mean, for this type of things, you can do a loop. I mean, you can, but it's slow. Because the replace on the auto entry calculation is much faster than than the loop. If you go first, second, and you tag them like this is much faster because you are here. You are in an auto entry calculation. The script is slow. The script will have open, close the record, and all the saving process, and on the record, it's complicated. This not. This fast, super fast. In my case scenario, okay, I want to be able to I want to know, so I can close this. In my case scenario, yeah, I need to save this. In my case scenario, I want to know if what I imported, right, and what I have detected in my 18 million record, I want to know if they are perfectly in sync. I need to know that. I need to know if I have exactly the same amount of record on both. That means, because I'm going to replace the data on millions of records. So I want to know that I'm not going to do something crazy. That means misaligned stuff, okay? So for that, I'm counting how many records I have here, how many records I have here, and I say, okay, I have 10 records here, and I have 10 records here, boom. That means I'm good to go, okay? But I need another tag. That means this is consistent. The record count is consistent. But I need something else to make sure that I'm very, very consistent. I need to make sure that the first two IDs on one file, the first two, right? And the first two on here are the same, right? And I really need to make sure that to ensure that I have everything sorted and I don't have a misalignment on the record. Because as I said, I'm going to do a replace on this current record, right? Without any smartness. I'm not going to do a match on a field. I'm going to import data, replacing the current record one by one. Remember, I told you, this record here will replace the first record here. The second record here will replace the second here. The third, so without any smartness. So I need to make sure that the record I have here is where I want, the data I have here are going to go to the right record here, which is the first, okay? And I do also, so I'd say, okay, I'm taking the two first ID on this and the two first ID on this, and they must match. Then I'm going here and I said, I'm taking the last two, right? On this file, the last, and the last two on this one. If they match, so if the four match, if this one and this one, and this one and this one match, then I get the tag, everything okay. So I want to show you how I'm doing this. How I'm getting the first two records, the first two records, right? And the last two. Well, it's very simple to get the last first. So let's say I'm going here. Let's ignore that. I'm going here and I say list, right, of the VUID, and I want the next one. I'm on the first. So that's the first one, right? And then, you guessed it, gets hand records on the VUID fields, and the get record number is 2. 1 and 2, first and second. Correct? So I have a list, the first record, and now the second record. Right? Now, what about the last? Right? So let's say I'm going there. I'm on the last. The same calc, but difference. Remove this. And I said get ends records. Right? I want the two last. And I want this one is the field VUID, and the record number, right? It's the get current number, get a record number. Remember, -1. So now I have a list of the last. This is this one here, and this is the last. Here I want the one I'm in, which is the last one, -1. And this is the last one. I'm on the last. I'm positioning myself on the last. Okay? So my script says something like this. Here. Go first. I'm getting like exactly what I show you. And then go last. And have this. Much faster than says I have a loop that say go to next record, go to first, go to next. You know what I mean? So this is faster. I'm going to the first, get the first two. Go to the last, get the last two. Right? So, and I'm doing that on 2 places. Right? So now, how I can get this tag? So do we have any question on this?
Nope, not at the moment.
No.
So you're good.
So now, how I can get this tag? Because if I have one misalignment, boom, it's over. Right? If I have one that is misaligned, that is not correct. Don't know why it's so slow, but okay. Now it's not aligned because one of it can be this one, can be another one. You know, which one? I don't care. If one of them are not equal, okay. So how I can do something like this to get the tag working, right? Well, let's find out. Okay. Let's make it a little bit more readable. So it's a big if. Okay. So I'm taking the list, right? I'm getting a list of the first two on one side, the first two on the other side, the last two like this, right? So I'm getting a list of those. So let's copy this, get there. So I'm getting the list of this, right? So let's do this. Oh, yeah. I'm getting a list like this. Okay. So I have the list of all. Okay. That's the thing. So if it's not empty this, that means if I have something, okay, so this is easy, right? If I have something. So to get not is empty at once, not having something like this. If something like this, I don't want this, you know, case not is empty, right? Or to have a ends, you know, not is empty. Like, so I have something like this, not is empty, number of first two, first not is empty this, and not is empty this, right? You don't want that, right? To have not is empty and not is empty. No, what you do, you get the list. So you have only one not is empty, right? So I get a list and I'm listing this. Sometime, so if I want to know it's not empty. Sometimes you want to say yes. I don't want to know if it's empty. I want to know. You want to be more precise. For example, you say, yeah, I want to know if I have 8 data, 8 value in total. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. That's 8. Well, you do the same thing. Instead of doing this, right? Instead of doing a count, instead of doing a list like this, okay? You do a value count on the list, 8. And you say, is the value count of this list equal 8? Yes, no. In that case, say yes, right? But if I say 9, you say no. 7 is a no. Yes, 8 is a yes. So you can do that also. You can say not is empty, or I want to know if the value count is 8. But in my case, I want to know if it's empty, right? This is what I want to know. So I want to know if this list is empty, right? And then I'm doing the AND here. So you have 2 ANDs, okay? So you have this equal this. So you combine multiple Boolean. First, you say this equal this, right? And in that case, you said no. This field is not equal this field. This one is not equal this one. 1, 2 is missing here, so it's not equal, right? And then also, you do the same thing for this, right? So now you have 2 what's the name thing here, right? He said you have this you have this one here. Sorry for that. This says yes, last 2 equal last 2, but this one says no. Okay, so I have 2 answers. Okay, so I want to make sure that this equal this and this equal this. You use the AND to combine 2 Boolean answers. That means you have this one equal this one, and this one equal this one. So you need to have both. So if one of them is not good, or both of them not good, the whole answer will be 0, right? So if I put this one good, right? Now he said yes, they all match. If I change this one here, he said no, doesn't match. You understand? So you can play with this, with those Boolean answers, right? The Boolean, just a recap on the Boolean. I think we have a webinar on the Boolean. The Boolean is this. It is 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1, FileMaker will return 2, which is right, okay? But if you say something like this, 1 plus 1 equal 1, it said no. 1 plus 1 equal 2, yes. 1 plus 1 equal 3, no. Right? So, and you can say Nick equal Nick. Yes. This, no. This, yes. Right? So you can do multiple like this, but then you can say Nick equal Nick and, right, Marge equal merge. In that case, the answer is no. Nick equal Nick, yes, but Marge equal not equal in merge. So the combination of both, the answer is no, is and. You cannot do this, right? You need to do this. You need to have two different Boolean on each side, right? You said Nick equal Nick and Marge equal, and if I put the right correct answer here, boom, now it became one, right? So this is cool because you can sometime when you want to do something, right? You want to compare, right? Sometimes is good to say, for example, the day, for example, you can do something like this: day on the get current date, right? And you say equal, I have no idea what the answer is. Day on the, yeah, we are on the 18, equal 18, right? And I don't know, year of the get current date equal 2023. No, right? So you can combine stuff like this. So you can make the your request, your logic as Boolean combined. Of course, you can have multiple Boolean combined as well. Okay. There's another technique of mine that I like, and I'm going to show you right now. Now that you understand this, when you have a lot, you don't want to end with and. No, you don't want that. You know. So in that case, right, you do like this. You do a list, right? And you say get as Boolean, this, right? And you put all you get as Boolean as is. They get current date, boom. And you say get as Boolean, this. So must have a problem here. I know list gets as Boolean day, get a current date, boom. This. So now you know where the problem is, right? So you see, you have a lot. You can ask many questions like this, right? And you say, like I said, Nick equal Nick, right? So you can add your stuff like this. So you are 101, okay? So, and what you can do, so you have many like this. Instead of having the and, you know, which can be cumbersome at one point, okay? And not that easy to maintain, okay? And you can say, okay, get as Boolean the whole thing. Okay, so here what I've done, right? So you have, here I have 101. That means one of them, right? One of them are good. You understand? One of them are good. So if you if you want, for example, to say, okay, at least one of them must be good. Okay, at least one. Let's say I'm making this one like this, right? So I have one good, right? So you can say get as Boolean the whole thing, right? And this will tell you, yes, it's okay. I have one of them good, right? So if I said 28, no, none of them are good. None of them are good. None. If I said this, boom. At least one of them is good, right? Correct? Correct. So if you want to know if all of them are good, right? So this is where you want, if you want to know that one of them are good, okay? But if you want all of them, well, pattern count on this, right? I want to search one. Remember pattern count? Pattern count is this, the text and what I'm looking for, okay? Equal 3. I need to have 3, 1 in my list. Remember, I have a list. This return a list 0, 1, 1, or 1, 0, 1, or 1, 1, 1, or 0, 0, 0. I need to have at least 3 ones in my list. So if I put everything correct, well, yeah, now everything good. If I put this one here, boom, it's 0. If I put this one here, yes, everything good. So you use a pattern count and you say, okay, I want to have 3 times 1 in that list. So sometimes you need to do something like this, but you have 10, 15, sometimes 20 different Boolean, right? To validate something. When you want to have a very strong validation, you need to know, okay, the date need to be here. The day need to be this. The amount need to be more than this. The status must be this. So when you have a lot of a sequence like this, and you want to make sure that all of them are valid, right? And you want to know if all of them are valid, instead of doing like case, you know what I mean, and if, and all those things. No, you do a get as Boolean of all the answer you want to have, right? Everything you want to ask. Is the day is the 18? Is the year is 24? Is Nick equal this, right? So you put all your question like this, boom, 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 boom. And then you say, okay, if the pattern count on the valid answer is equal to 3, which is what I need, right? Or you said, okay, if you need at least one of them, right? You understand? So now another goodness before we go to the question. Let's say I want at least 2 of them, okay? At least 2 of them, correct? At least 2 of them. Okay, so here I have all of them, but if I say here, I still have 2. If I said this, now it's not good. I don't have 2. I only have 1. If I put this back, oh, I have 2, right? So you can play with this. It's very flexible. Say, yeah, I want 2 answer good, or I want all the answer good, or I want one of them good. One of them, you say get at Boolean, boom. If you have one of them good, boom. Questions?
How about sort records and using 2 and -2? The same calculation will work because it reverses the found count in order to find the first 2 and the last 2. Sorry, not sort records, sort values.
Why you want to do that? I mean, I need to answer. I need to understand the question. So why? Can you repeat, please?
Yes. How, in order to find the first and the last 2, could you use sort values and use 2 and -2? The same calculation will work because it reverses the found count.
Yeah, you can do that. But remember, you are dealing with 14 million records. So you don't want to manipulate those things like this. You understand? So I'm not sure I understand the -2. when you do the -2, I don't understand. Sorry. I don't get where the -2 is getting on. Sort minus. I don't. Sorry. I'm not in the thing. Why if the person can rephrase a little bit better, but if you have another question.
What are the script steps and functions to not use with big tables? Question mark.
The function not to use in big tables.
Yeah, basically, what script steps and what functions do you not
Oh,
want?
that's super easy. I can tell you. I can tell you. One you cannot use. Prohibits. This. The summaries.
Oh, no summaries at all.
No. You can forget about this. If you do this, let me. If you use one of those, yeah, you can go on vacation and come back, and maybe you're lucky. This on large amount of records, you can't use that anymore. You can't. This and the one I show you, the go to related records, matching all records. That's I did a demo right like 2 days ago, and I had to force quit to get out of it. So because we can with large amount of records. All the function related to like the value counts, right? For example, when you I'll tell you an example because that came to me one day. Okay, if I'm here and I want to know if I have records related to this, right? But I don't want to. I have a lot of records in the other side. I have 500. I have 4 million records on the other side. So I have it here. So I have a portal. So I have a lot of records here, right? I have a lot of records. I want to know if I have something, right? I want to know if it's not empty. So when you have a lot, see, it gets just to show the what's the name, the portal. It takes some time. So I not the script debugger. I want the data viewer. So I want to know if there's something. So you do this. Not is empty. And you go to the relationship, which I don't remember. Okay, registrations. So you go there and you say not is empty. The registrations. And you pick a field that you know you have something. This is not empty. So that means I have something. And I have 4 million records on the other side. Correct? So you can't, so this is fast because FileMaker won't even try to count how many records I have. If we just say is empty. Is there something? Yes, there's something. I don't know how much, but I know it's something. And it was completely instant. Now, if you do something like this, it's another story. I'm going to do it, and I might have to force quit because this counts on the related records on the relationship with 4 million records on the other side. You get this. right? You get this, and you stack for a long period of time. So if you want to know how you can count fast, see, look this. It moved like 10 records, right? So we cannot do that. So hopefully I can stop it. But I can show you if you want. But if I cannot show you, I can explain you how to do. You have a P source, right? That look for those records, counts how many records you have, right? So that means you look for the records. So let's remove this because it will kill me. So let's say I want to know how many records I have on the other side, but I have a massive amount of records. Okay, so let's do this, and then we're good for today. So I have an ID here, right? So I'm going to normally I have a P source normally here. Yeah. So let's duplicate this. Get counts. Okay. So I go to where I want to go to the layout, which is this one, right? First, I get a variable, current ID, and this comes from the get script parameter. I go to the layouts, I perform a find on where I want this to go. So in the T1000A, T100A, T100A, and I want to look for this, right? This file. So now, that's the beauty of, of the P source, right? So, but you need to know. So here I want to know the counts. So I have a field counts on this table. So I have a field count here. Okay. Counts. So I look for this. I do a perform find. Okay. With the ID of this file in the table. Right. I set a variable and I said found count. And this is a get found count. Then I go to the layouts. This one, I perform find. Actually, I can duplicate this one. And I look for the same ID, but on this Philly here. And I look for this. And then I set a field, this field here, with my found count. So I get I get this, the ID from the the script parameters, because this will be executed on P source. This is a P source. Okay. You go to the registration, you find them related to that. I set the variable with the found count. Go to the layout here, this one. I retrieve that record, and then I set this field with the found count. So Now, let's do this. I'm executing this, and the parameter is this. And I say off. I don't wait for it. Okay? We'll see how long it takes. It takes some time, you know, but it will take much less than what's the name? Doing the way with the counts, right? So let me go to the server and see if they're if it's doing it. By the way, server, and yeah, it's doing it. Let me show you. It's here. So the PSOS is running, right? And so it takes some time, right? Because it's retrieving all the data for that file, right? I'm doing a perform find, right? And but it might take some time because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This, yeah, it's indexed. So yeah, it will take some time, but it's still doing it, right? It will get it done. So you can do that way, because if you don't, if you do, but you know, you don't have to wait for the results, right? It will come at one point, right? And so it's going there, it's doing the perform find, and get the count, and then set this field here, right? It takes some time, right? Here, get counts. Let me check if everything okay, but normally yes. Go perform find. Yeah. Well, let found count, get here, restorable. It will get done. So, but that's the way you do that. So I was expecting to be faster, but I have a lot of records the other side. I have a 90 million records. So, but this is the way you do. So do we have any question? And we can land the.
The count is not in the first record. Okay, that's what that's what
No,
this.
no. The count. I want the count to be on each of those record here. So I need to go back to this one. That's why I say, you know, I want to go back on this one to set the counts. The PSOS is doing this, right? So when it will be done doing the search on these, so he's searching this, right? He's searching this, but I think what he's doing right now, that's why it's slow, is indexing the record, because I never look for something here in this table, right? I never find something. So I think it's creating the index. That's why it's slow. It should have been done by now. It's because I never look for those 19 million records. I never find something here. I never did perform find here. Never. Right? So I think it's creating the index right now. Right? Here, it's creating the index. That's why it's slow. Because yeah. Here. Okay, he found it. 4,000,006. Right? So let's do another one. So let's do this one. Okay. So to see if my index was a reason. So I'm going to look for this right now. Perform. So I look for this one, and we'll see how long it takes to get the counts. But still, it was fast, right? To get the 4 million records, right? But this is what you need to do when you have a massive amount of records, right? So you get the number of records, right? I'm going to send you these two, I have 3 files now. the rights.
They keep expanding. Yeah. Toss me
Yeah.
that set and I'll set up a bit.ly. It'll probably be available tomorrow for people who are
Okay.
wondering.
Yes.
It's been a very cool series, Nick. Seriously, there's not a lot of developers who I think could talk about dealing with this amount of records.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very complicated topic. Because it's hard to demonstrate. It's hard to do a demo because it takes so long. If you
yeah.
want to do it, you don't want you guys to wait 1 hour or to wait 10 minutes. So I had to
Even
come
though
with
like
a
1 hour or like 10 minutes is way better than like the 7 years that you got
yeah,
for
exactly. But like for example, I know the whole process right now. This whole process will take around 9 hours. 9 hours. So this is because I added something at the end that I didn't have before. So it adds some time. But 9 hours, that means we're still in the overnight time frame. When you do something like this, you need to give yourself a time frame. And for this, the time frame I had is overnight. That means you leave the office, you launch, and the next day when you arrive in the office, it's done, right? So that was my time frame. Okay, so we good. 9 hours, I'm good. I'm in the time frame. 12
yeah,
hours is an overnight, right? So 12 hours.
absolutely.
So,
So, yeah, no, this has been awesome. Seriously, Nick. Uh,
okay.
cool. I look forward to seeing you next week with web direction shenanigans.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it will be more than 9 days, I think, and we're going to extend it, right?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
if it's longer, you just got to tell me so I know
Yeah,
that
but
I'm adding
as I
stuff
said, yeah,
automated.
I talked with your father, and we decided that after the second week, I will I will know if I need more. Depending on how people are engaging, and depending if I have material to speak about. You know.
Yes. We'll have to see how it goes. With that being said, I will let you go, Nick, because I gotta take a
Okay.
cat to the vet. So,
Okay. Okay. So see you next week.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you everyone for coming. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.